be doing some hands and form massage. And I'll begin by just introducing my hands, gently running them down. It's very superficial and really is done to promote a little bit of lymphatic drainage, as well as just as a good starting point. I'm going to rotate the hands, do the same on the inside, the palm, the fingers, the forearm, the palm and the fingers. And today I also want to focus on working with some trigger points and specifically showing you some areas that are very common to get tightness in, and also how to treat them. I wanted to show you an example of triggers in the forearm and the hand itself, which radiate into the wrist, some of them on the side of your forearm or even at the top of the forearm, kind of recreating the sensation of carpal tunnel syndrome. And trigger points are basically tightness in your muscle bellies. Sometimes they could be at the top, sometimes closer to the middle, but they can radiate in a completely different area from its location. So for example, here in the arm, and these muscle bellies will radiate the pain into your wrist. Here's some for thumb pain as well. The actual trigger points are closer to the center of the palm, but they would radiate on the outside of your finger here. I personally am very fascinated with trigger point therapy, and I think all of us should learn more about it. Okay. Are you comfortable? Okay, good. I'll begin by placing these warm mitts on his hands. And these are lavender-induced warming mitts. They have been warmed up to a very comfortable temperature. They are filled with flax seeds, so it's quite naturally dispersing the heat around the fingers and the forearm a little bit. We only need a few minutes or seconds of this heat. Relieves the pain. to use a mixture of jojoba oil, rosehip oil, and vitamin E oil. We'll start at the top and the forearm, here on this arm specifically. We just start with gliding motions up and down, up and down. I'm going to focus at the top here, and this is the belly of a lot of the muscles, the attachment point of a lot of our extensor muscles that lift up our fingers. And very frequently when we have a lot of repetitive movement, like on keyboards, working with machinery, maybe sewing or doing carpentry, we tend to overuse these muscles. They can cause a lot of pain or just numbness. Okay, so we're still warming it up. I like to stretch down, sort of tugging on the wrist. And now we just go in the middle between the two bones that we have inside here. Quite a comfortable sensation, because we don't often feel this separating movement. And as always, the deeper we go, the slower we go with massage. So I'm just going to continue going up, almost to the elbow crease, but not fully arriving there. really feels very nice when done with oil and proper care. So now I'm going to bend his crease on the wrist, and I'll very gently go over with my fingers. Trying to just go over all of those little bones that make up our wrist. Can't really apply too much pressure around the wrist area, but we actually do have a lot of nerves and a lot of vessels that travel through this area. Doesn't have as much muscle coverage, so it's quite sensitive. So we just go over it. Then we do long stretches like this, the opposite direction. This hand pulls this way, this one goes down. One side, then the other side. This could feel very nice. Go between fingers here. You can even use a tool here. For some people it can be not the most pleasant sensation, but nonetheless it's a very important part. Okay, here's a good headache buster. Here. So just pressing. Okay. Let's rotate his hand. Okay, now we'll do a little bit on this side. Similar way. Just going towards the elbow. Trying to mostly go over muscles. This could feel nice too, right here on the side. And some people have a tennis elbow, and it's just a lot of trigger points sometimes could mirror that, and they actually locate it on this outside part of your arm. So it's really nice to just work them through too. Again, I'm supporting the arm and pushing down the muscle. I also feel like this part of the arm never gets enough relaxation, but it's basically our muscles who flex our fingers, that flex our fingers. Okay, this into a grip action. They're just as important. I can go with my knuckles here. Let's do some more wrist rotating, kind of mobilizing it. This can feel very nice. Going down. Is it comfortable like that? Okay. So here are different ways you can do this massage inside the palm. This is the kind I like to do, just leaving the middle finger here. But you really could just push your palms here and do a similar way like that. When I went to massage school, this is what we were told, like this. This really opens up and stretches all of the palm. Let's spend some extra time here. I know most people really enjoy this part. Okay. So I'm going to support the wrist right here, continuing with the wrist immobilization and just relaxing of it. I'll use my knuckles right here and do sort of screwdriver motion. Again, all for our wrist. Relaxation. Okay, now we're going to move on to massages. The person you love or care about will almost never say no to a massage from you. I find it to be the best gift you can ever give to anybody is a caring, intuitive, and just fully giving type of massage. It's always the best sensation when somebody does it for you. Okay. So the sand is all good. Okay. We'll move on to this one now. Just do this real quick. Just wipe off some of the oil. Okay. So here is our second arm. We're going to just add a little bit more oil since some of it has got absorbed into the skin. Okay. This one has a wonderful lavender scent. It's very beautiful, nurturing, soothing type of oil, softening the skin. And we again begin with a forearm. You might notice I like to sometimes stabilize the actual hand with my hand here as I create a long glide to the top towards the elbow. This creates extra stretch. Feels very soothing. And massaging the top here. We already know this is a big belly of muscle right here for a lot of our finger movements. You can even sometimes track them down if you look. If you hands. Good. Okay. So now we're going to go specifically towards this part here. Let's go in the middle. Here are two bones. They split. So go right between them. You can use tools, you can use a knuckle. You can use side of the knuckles like this. I like my fingers specifically here. You do need to try to keep your nail a little bit short for this type of massage. Okay. Muscle is nice and warmed up. Some deeper strokes here. Do a little bit of ringing motion. Done with oil feels great. Okay. Now we'll go into the wrist. Just sort of milking the wrist one side at a time. Just creating rotation and friction a little bit. Okay. Bending the wrist again and just going over, not just fingers. Very gently. You will feel a lot of small tendons running through. You'll feel a lot of basically joints. It's very complex structures that we have in our wrists there. too much time for between fingers massages, but there's a whole lot to learn about that. The webbing between the fingers also has mini muscles. So there's more to learn about those too. Okay, I'm going to rotate the hand, just turn her upside down. We'll do more on this side. This is again when I talked about the tennis elbow. It feels really interesting here. Sometimes it could be even a little too sensitive, so you would check with your client. But oftentimes people who exercise a lot or just again use their hands for machinery and construction work or just keyboards like computers, they will have this area tight. So you would go in deeper a little bit. Go with knuckles. Remembering to go to the elbow but not crossing the elbow crease. Okay, now on the wrist. Just a bit more rotation. Okay, now supporting the wrist. I'll do the screwdriver. It's basically just circular motions with your knuckles all around the wrist area. Again, checking with the person if anything's too much. Okay. Then moving on to this favorite part of everybody's. I have to adjust here myself. Okay, opening up the palm, just letting it stretch. This can be so releasing, so soothing. And again, for me personally, I enjoy these like this, deeper but slower. But you could do just like that. Doing that would be quite nice, but just a bit more superficial. These deep, slow opening massage moves like this, they feel great. Go across the fibers. And then with fibers, can go down, can go up. Okay, now working on the thumb. Turns around. Just gonna play nice now. Waking up the arm. Okay. Just going to cover it with the towel to wipe some of the excess oil. And giving it a compression. Okay. So thank you so much for watching.